Alright everyone, welcome to another review today. Today we're going to be taking a look at Ashampoo Anti-Virus 2015. I know I had a request for this a long time ago. This is a very long time ago, so finally I'm getting to it. I think it was the 2014 version I was requested to do. But we're getting to it finally, so let's take a look at Ashampoo. A little bit about the program before we get too deep into it. Ashampoo is a dual engine antivirus program. From what I understand, I know it for sure uses Bitdefender, and I believe it also uses MCSoft. Don't hold me to that, but I'm pretty sure it uses MCSoft. I read that online. So yeah, they got that going for them. It does have behavioral detection. Not really that many settings I've seen about it. I haven't really seen anything in the program in regards to the behavior blockers or anything like that, but I haven't really gone too deep into it. I kind of saved that for you guys. So let's start and take a look at the interface. Right now, looking at the interface, I like it. It's very clean, very organized, and it also looks very, it kind of pops in my mind. I guess that's the best way to describe it. I really like it. I think the color scheme's good, and everything you need to see really is right in front of you. Let's start over the top here with the Overview tab, and you can see we have our Analyze, which is our scan basically. We can then choose from Full System Scan, Quick Scan, Removable Devices, and User Define, which obviously you click that, you can go ahead and select which areas you want to scan on your system. Back to the Overview tab again, we can also go to Quarantine, System or Signature Update, and then also Tools. Now this is very interesting, is Ashampoo has really kind of sold their program as a non-advanced user program. Yet they have some very advanced tools in my mind inside this program. So they have a file wiper, which is essentially a file shredder. What it does is it overwrites the section of your hard drive that contains that data with typically a single pass will be good enough for most people, and it usually writes all ones or all zeros. Sometimes, depending on which algorithm you choose, it'll write ones and zeros, depending on how they wrote the program. Obviously, the more passes you do, and if you use alternating ones and zeros, that's going to be more secure, because hard disk drives, I should say, work off of a magnetic, what am I thinking of now? Basically, it uses magnetism to store the data. So when you overwrite that multiple times, that residual magnetism that's there is then lost. So by just deleting a file or just by formatting your hard drive, you're not actually getting rid of the data. Most people don't know that. The data is still there on the hard drive, fully recoverable. You have to use a file shredder to actually overwrite the binary on the drive, and then basically it is, depending if you, I think 7 passes pretty much makes it to the point where you really can't recover it unless you use advanced techniques. So, but that also takes a long time. Anyways, moving on, they have an ADS scanner, which is basically an alternate data stream scanner, and what that means is, I'm going to try to explain this to you guys. It's very complicated. Well, for me it is at least, but essentially, let me I wrote some notes down on this here so I can try to explain it to you guys. Alright, so the best way to try and explain it to you is, imagine pages in a book, okay, and the page number, which is in the index, is usually accompanied by a name. So you look at the name, you look at the page number, but the name and the page number don't have all the information you're looking for, but you can tell that's the information you're looking for just by what you've seen in the page number and the description you read behind it. So you go to that page number, and then you can read of all about that specific description, and all the data is there. And essentially what that does is, when you access a file on your hard drive, is it says, okay, here's the name of the file, which takes up a really small amount of space, and then it says, okay, where's the rest of the data? And then it goes and grabs the raw data on your drive, and the file then knows where to grab that data. Now, hopefully I'm explaining that right. Essentially, there is a separator in between there too. Programmers are probably laughing at me right now and saying, good God, man, you have no idea what you're talking about. But if anyone else can explain it better, I'm using the book analogy, and I think that really is a good analogy right there to try to explain it. So anyone else wants to add to it, though, feel free to try and explain it better. I'm always looking for constructive criticism on my channel. So moving on to the next one. Hopefully this will go quicker. Internet Cleaner. We all know what that does. Basically just deletes your temporary internet files, browser history, things like that. Junk that accumulates on your system along cookies, you know, yada, yada, yada. Startup tuner, essentially what that does is it tries to, I suppose I can go into some of these and show you. So yeah, this is the file wiper. You can add files and essentially wipe them out using this. Doesn't really show me any options. Oh, there it is. Duh. All right, so that usually looks like a 7, right? Okay, yeah, so this is basically a very good algorithm right here to use. Typically, you cannot recover this right here. You can always use a Gutman right here, which is 35 writes, and yeah, that's pretty much impossible to recover from. But a fast one, pretty much. I mean, I think that that's pretty much good enough for most people, depending on the sensitivity of the information. I mean, if it's something that's really sensitive that you don't want anybody else to ever see or ever get their hands on, you're definitely going to want to go with a, you know, a 35 pass. But essentially, most of the time I just use a 1 pass. It gets rid of most of the data. There's programs out there where can recover it, but I don't have that much data that really is that sensitive. I really don't care that much. I don't have anything that's really that sensitive. So ADS scanner right here, obviously you just click search and it finds any alternate data streams that could possibly pose an issue to your computer, but you kind of have to know which ones to look for. These are all safe right here. This is for let's see, this is Process Explorer right here. That's what that is detecting. And then this is Ashampoo, so that one's safe. This is Internet Explorer stuff, or no, basically favorites. I don't really know why those are showing up in there. But essentially, moving on. Let's go back to tools, startup tuner. You can adjust which programs start up faster than others, or make it so they don't start up, you know, that kind of stuff. It's basically like MS config just within a program, so nothing really special. LSP viewer. LSP stands for Layered Service Provider. Now this is also something complicated that I'm going to try to explain to you guys. Layered Service Provider essentially is a DLL that uses the WinSock part of your system, and what that does is essentially anything that is inserted into the WinSock. I am completely botching this up, aren't I? Basically, it uses the WinSock API, and then it attempts to insert itself into the TCP or TCP IP protocol stack. And once you insert it into that, basically, it can then modify, intercept, that kind of stuff, modify your inbound and outbound internet traffic. And that's why malware likes that, because essentially anything you transmit in clear text would be available to see right there. So, sorry, kind of botched that one up, but like I said, kind of difficult to explain this stuff. If you're kind of interested in that, I just would recommend you probably Google Layered Service Provider. It's kind of what I did, just kind of really look up on it, and you'll get some information on there, but making heads or tails of it, some people end up doing better at that than others. So good luck. That's all I have to say with understanding that. But anyways, getting back to the review at hand here, we're looking at Ashampoo. So in host file checker, essentially your host file or host file on your system kind of utilizes, it's kind of like a local DNS in a sense, is the best way to put it. Domain name service. What that does is it converts the text that you type in. So as an example, you type in yahoo.com. It converts that into an IP address that the internet protocols can understand and the servers can understand and everything. And then it redirects, the DNS server says, oh, okay, I know what you're looking for when you type in yahoo.com. I know you're looking for this IP address. So it redirects you to that IP address. Now you can use the host file to do the same thing. You can redirect your traffic anywhere though, bypassing the DNS server. So malware likes to use that because then you can basically type in a website, let's say Symantec.com, and then it'll end up redirecting you to a different website because whatever IP address I type in there is the website it'll bring you to, if that makes any sense. So, host file modification is usually not a good thing at all. In fact, it's very bad. So, let's move on a little bit, go back to the overview, and click on options and see what they got for settings. All right, so basic functions, 2 different interfaces. I kind of think the dark one might look a little bit better than the light one, but it's kind of your preference. It doesn't really matter. Language, yeah, lots of languages they support, so that's very nice to see that they support a lot of languages. Proxy, you can download your signatures using a proxy server if you want. Other, looks like startup tuner should download current ratings once per day during startup. Okay, so yeah, not really too many settings in here. Service, okay, update. Notifications, highly recommended, so inform you automatically when, okay. Products, yeah, so these are just basically some notifications, nothing really too special. All right, so that's it for the program, essentially. Very basic program. I like it so far. It has a lot of advanced features in depth in the program that if you want to use them, you can. But so far, it looks like it's very promising. All right, so let's start with the test here. Now that we're probably 5 minutes in the video, 10 minutes. Holy sh, isn't it? All right, so let's start and see what we got here. If we can get to the website. I know always it takes forever to load through my VPN here. But so far, I'm really impressed with CyberGhost. I think that they're doing it's working out great. Today I'm in Paris, supposedly, so kind of interesting there. All right, so it looks like we got both of our websites here. Let's move that over there. Make sure that everything's enabled. Yes, everything is enabled. Let's open up Process Explorer, the usual. See what it's using, kind of. Look at that, and then also start the test. All right. Process Explorer. What do we got? So it looks like that is Ashampoo right there. And then we got another process up here. So this one is using 9. Okay, so about, we'll round it up a little bit, about 10. This one is using about 300, and that's using quite a bit. Wow, 300, over 300 meg. It's using. That's a lot of RAM. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. That's a lot. Now that's maybe because I just opened up. Maybe this will come down a little bit. We'll have to kind of keep an eye on it. But yeah, that's definitely a lot. I definitely like to see that come down, especially for a program that advertises they're very light on the system. I can't agree with them. I think this is a very, very heavy program on the system. Yeah. So, granted, it's not using a lot of CPU, and that is one of my biggest gripes is when things use lots of CPU. Looks like the guard is actually using roughly around between 4 and 8. Oh, it just jumped to 14 there. So yeah, about 0.048, 4 to 8% of my CPU. So that's not too bad. I guess I can live with that. But that RAM I definitely like to see come down. So enough yakking. Start testing. All right, then let's see. This one's a reputation type of detection. Okay, maybe we'll run this one. All right, so we're gonna run that one, and it looks like this one has been run perfectly fine. Looks like it could be some sort of adware. Oh, actually, it looks like suspicious behavior detected. Awesome. All right, a process is exhibiting suspicious behavior. The process is attempting to inject code into another process. Awesome. That is very bad when a process is trying to inject code. So we're going to go ahead and say block. And it looks like it completely blocked it. All right. And it crashed. So what we're going to do now is we're going to say number 1 was blocked because it was. Awesome. Now that is like textbook right there. I love to see that. Love to see it. All right, so, and it looks like this one was blocked by the web blocker. Sorry to mention they do have a web blocker too. Forgot to mention that. So URL has been blocked. We're going to continue and block that. So number 2 was blocked. And moving on to number 3. This is detected by 1.8%, it looks like. So this one was blocked too by the web filter. And number 4, close that out, close that out. Let's try and get something with a different URL here. This looks like a potential unwanted application. if it'll load. Okay, so it looks like we got a pop-up here. Don't know if this is an exploit or something. And we'll try this one right here. Okay, so that one looks like it was blocked by the URL or by the web blocker. All right, close some of this stuff out again. And let's see what else we got. Wow, not a lot. Same URL everywhere. Don't think we did this one right here. IP scan. Once again, blocked by the web filter. All right, close that out. Let's try this one right here. This looks like a worm. URL was blocked. Could not get to it. Let's check out another one. So this is going. I mean, this is awesome. All right, this one is. Okay, so this one looks like it might be a false positive. We'll try a different one. Let's go ahead and try this one right here. Looks like a Trojan downloader. And I'm going to verify that we have, oh, here we go. Okay, so it looks like this one has gotten through the web blocker. So let's see. Okay, Smart Screen detects that it is something that we should probably be staying away from. Actions, and we're going to run this anyways. Okay. And it looks like suspicious behavior detected. A process exhibiting suspicious behavior once again. The process is attempting to retrieve additional code or a file online. Very interesting. And it looks like this file is actually running, but it is detected. And judging by the fact that the RAM isn't changing or the CPU cycles are not doing anything, I think it paused it. So that's good to see that it's not actually letting it run. Okay, so we're going to block that. However, it does look like it is still running. Interesting. So that one, I'm going to count it as blocked because the program said it was blocked. I don't know, maybe that could be associated with something else. But that's very interesting to see. I'm going to try to run that one again, just because I want to make sure if it'll let me run it again. Sometimes these pieces of malware won't let you run them a second time. Okay, this is a different number here, so let's try and run it again and see what happens. This could be attributed to something else, and maybe I just missed it and I wasn't paying attention. You know, me not paying attention, right? 7. Okay, so yep, that is definitely running on the system. So that one, yes. All right, so that one I'm going to count, and that was 7, I think. That one was a miss. Okay. Even though it said it blocked it, still's on the system. That's not good to see, especially considering it told me it blocked it. Kind of upsets me a little bit. All right, let's try this one here. Okay, this one looks like it's different. All right, let's run that. And we're really? All right, let's run this again. And it's going to come back and say it's bad, so we're going to go actions and run anyways. Okay. And this one says it's still running here. But according to this, will be blocked, found infection. This one looks like it was detected by the antivirus engine. We're going to go ahead and click block. We have a couple more alerts here popping up. Quite a bit of alerts, actually. Very interesting. And it looks like it just crashed. So I'm going to count that one as blocked because we did get so many alerts and it is no longer running on the system. So number 9, let's go over to Malcode right now and run some of theirs, just to kind of get a little bit different. Okay, this URL was blocked, so number 9 was blocked, and then let's go to number 10 here. We'll choose, okay, so it looks like another URL is blocked. It looks like there's definitely something on the system here that did get passed, because we're getting tons of blocks, or tons of alerts I should say, from the antivirus. And then we definitely do have some processes running here, and we're going to go ahead and close this out before anything else pops up, before I have to edit the video. Okay, so block that. Okay, and close that out. And then we got to do one more here. Let's do this one right here. Yeah, we are definitely getting pop-ups on the system here. Okay, I think this might be a false positive. We're going to try a different one. Battlefield5.exe. Yeah, for all those who are playing Battlefield 4 yet, well, guess that one doesn't work. Let's try this one right here. Just need to find one more. Here we go. Download unsafe file. Download it as slow as possible too, please. Yeah, right. Alright, and that was found by the antivirus engine, it looks like. Let's see what happens if we click more options. So it looks like we can just block it, or we can block and quarantine this file. I assume the block option does just the block and delete this file, or block. Well, maybe it does. I assume it does block and quarantine. I'm going to change that just because quarantining is always better than deleting. If it's a false positive, you can always retrieve it back. If you delete it, it's gone for sure. So we're just going to go ahead and click the default, which is block. And that's it. That one was blocked. So far I'd only missed 1 out of 10 links. Not bad. That actually, in my mind, is really good. That's outstanding, actually. So, with that said, we're going to go ahead and do the pack of malware test now and see what we can do with that. So, let's go ahead, disable the on-access scanner and behavioral blocker, and just hope that malware does not run rampant on the system while that's going on. Type in my password, extract the malware here, and take a look at what we have today. So it looks like we have 406 files in this pack of malware. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to go ahead and try to run a context scan right here, scan with Ashampoo Anti-Virus. We're going to see how many files this detects, and so far it's running really quick, so I'm not going to pause the video. Let's hope deleting them works just as fast. I don't have really any options. Let's see what we got here. Worm, Trojans. Wow, a lot of nasty stuff. That is for sure. Not really seeing a lot of adware though. Sality, yeah, there's a lot of nasty malware in here, that's for sure. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and click the big Remove Now button. And it's going to go ahead and remove the selected infections. And it looks like it's moving at a pretty good clip. It's nice to see. However, it is telling me to be patient. And keep in mind, I hope that nobody would ever encounter or have 406 pieces of malware on their system. If you have 406 pieces of malware on your system, you seriously need to think about revisiting where you go on the internet. And it's interesting because it says it found 402. So we should have quite a bit of malware removed here. And this detection rate should be upwards about 98%, 97%. Okay, 402 infections are removed, quarantined. Awesome. So I'm going to go right to the quarantine right now and see what we got. Well, first let's go ahead and re-enable all of the modules so I don't forget. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to see if we can select all of this stuff in here. Can we? We can. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and select all this junk and delete it out of the quarantine just so that Malwarebytes doesn't detect it and things like that. So, because I always, as you know, like to delete things. I'll leave a couple in there just to see if Malwarebytes does detect them and how good it is at doing that. So delete those objects. And yes, we want to do it. All right, well, we've left a couple in there just to see how good their encryption is and their handling of threats. All right, so let's do this one more scan just to be sure. Our usual, no infections were found. All right, so we started with 406, and now we have left 4 objects. Wow. All right, get my calculator out so you can see how bad at math I am. 406 minus 4 divided by 406, 99% detection rate. That is outstanding. That's excellent to see. So essentially what I'm going to do here is I'm going to run these 4 pieces of malware because this stuff was just released today, guys. I can't get any newer malware, and I don't think that I'm going to find anything that this program cannot detect. So at least I got 4 to play with here. We're going to go ahead and run these right now. So let me show you that your system, it says, is protected. Signatures are up to date. Real-time protection is enabled. License is good. 10 days is good enough for me. All right, let's pull up our Process Explorer to see what's going on in the system, and we're going to start running some malware here. Okay, I'm waiting for all of the hashes to be submitted to VirusTotal. We still do have that piece of malware running on the system, though. It's not good to see. I really wish that would be detected by Ashampoo, but unfortunately it's not. So start running malware. This is link number 1, or number 1 I should say. Looks like it is in RAM. And it is detected by 27 out of 56. Interesting. All right. Rootkit detection utility. Why am I getting a feeling this is a rootkit? Okay, let's try this one. This looks like it might be some sort of fake antivirus or rogue AV, they're also known as. Okay, it looks like it's trying to ping something here. Ping.exe is being executed. So that's very interesting to see. We got a whole bunch of batch files, it looks like, that have been put on my system. All right, let's run this one. Pro.exe. All right, awesome. We got a behavioral detection right here. So it looks like Pro.exe is attempting to hide the installation files, services, and drivers. So we're going to go ahead and block that because we do not want that. And you can see this is still running on the system as a hidden service, or process, I should say. All right. And it's detected by 31 out of 46. We just ran the other one. However, I do not see it on the system yet. Maybe it did not execute properly. Let's try it again. Probably getting like 5 of them now. Okay, we'll try it one more time. All right. I don't think it's working properly. So, we actually got rid of that one that was down there just not too long ago. So it looks like we have 2 pieces of malware running on this. Well, 3, I guess. Well, it says 0 out of 57, but I'm a little skeptical on that. It looks a little bit iffy. And then these are related to this piece of malware right here. It is using ping. It looks like it is trying to ping my loopback address here. That 127.0.0.1 is a loopback address. I'm not, however, familiar with the code behind that, though. Interesting. I've never seen that before. So I'll have to take a look at that maybe, but all right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to try to delete this stuff or as much as possible, except for, well, that's not going to show up in any AV, so try and delete this stuff. All right, so we can't obviously delete that one because it's running, but I had to get most of the stuff deleted. Let's go ahead and wipe out all the stuff in the recycle bin so it doesn't get detected. And we're going to run a scan with Ashampoo. I'm going to update it, check for updates at least, just to see if it's up to date, see if there's any more signatures out there, and give it one last shot at redeeming itself here. So it looks like it did find 1 out of 2 files. We're going to go ahead and update it, and once it is up to date, I'm going to go ahead and do quick scan with Ashampoo, and we're going to do our usual quick scans with Hitman Pro and Hard Protect, see what it finds in the system. And once that's done, I'll get back to you guys and we'll have a final verdict on Ashampoo. So be right back. Alright everyone, so the scans have finished and it looks like Ashampoo hasn't found anything. So not really a surprise. Typically the antivirus you're testing will not find anything during the scan. Now however, let's go over to Hitman Pro. A little bit different of a story here. We do have, looks like, 2 Trojans running in the system, and I think one of them is actually running in the background here. Can't remember. I think it's that Malware 126 is actually, well, it's located in that folder, but I think that one is running in the background. We will see in a second here. So we have, if I can actually see it here. Yeah, looks like oh, here we go. So we got that one running in the background, and then we have this one, which is a false positive. So yeah, I think, yeah, we got one running in the background here, and that also does not look good. Hold on, just give me a second. I'm looking at some results here. I did not see this earlier. Okay. This also really kind of worries me right here. Now, this is why. So we have these 2 right here that are on the system and in app data. It's not good to see. But now, then we have these 2 right down here. Once again, not good, but okay. But this one right here. This is a supposed rootkit on the system. That's an app data, temporary internet files. We have this one process running currently. That is located in, what else? Temporary internet files. Now, according to this file name is different than the detection that was detected by Hitman Pro. But that kind of has me a little worried. I'm thinking maybe they are somewhat related. Let's go ahead and open up the virus total results and see what virus total is saying about this specific piece of malware here. If it detects it as some sort of rootkit. No, they're basically saying they're calling it a Trojan downloader. Okay, so I don't think that. No, then I'm not gonna say that's related to the rootkit on here, but it also is in temporary internet files, and it doesn't look like it's running on the system. I also did 2 scans with Mcafee rootkit remover, and Mcafee said that there were no Trojans or viruses found in the system. And I also did one with Bitdefender. Bitdefender also came up clean and said that everything was good to go. So as for a rootkit being on the system, I don't think so. Checking out Herd Protect here. Herd Protect found a few things here on the system. It found the same pretty much as Hitman Pro. The malware right there, 126, and then the pro.exe. And then it also found this potential unwanted program, which we saw installed earlier. And then this one right here, which is unclassified due to the fact that it's not signed. And it also is very suspicious in the sense of it probably is, in fact, it is malware because we saw it in virus total. So that's our Trojan downloader we saw earlier. All right, so bottom line for Ashampoo Antivirus. Well, I think it did very good. Up until the point that I see the rootkit on the system. That really worries me. That definitely is a no-no right there, having a rootkit on your system. I think that they're on the right path. They're definitely on the right path, but they need to have a few more components introduced, I think, into this to really, really make it rock solid. I mean, it's really good right now, don't get me wrong. The fact that it detected 99% of the malware I threw at it, and that was 0-day malware, that is awesome in itself right there. And then not to mention that it blocked 9 out of 10 of the malicious URLs I threw at it. That's outstanding in itself right there. So those 2 aspects of the program are awesome. And then the interface is good, it updates quickly, it scans quickly, it removes really quickly. But the rootkit, it kind of missed that one. I mean, granted, I did tell it to block it, and it isn't temporary internet files. So what could have happened is it could have downloaded the file and then just prevented it from running. So the fact that it prevented it from running, I'm going to give it A+ there. Bottom line with Ashampoo, would I recommend it? Sure, I'd put it on my list of programs that I would probably recommend to people. Someone who, let's say, wants a program that's really cheap, and not to mention, I should actually mention this. Let's go to the website quick. This program is not free. It is, in fact, a paid program. So, let's go to their website and take a look at this. I think it costs like $29.99 or something like that, I think, per year. Don't quote me on that. We're going to check it out right now, if we can get to it in English. All right, so, oh, Jesus. Let me go ahead and do this for you guys. That's gonna, all right, let me do this. Because obviously I'm getting it in the, let me pause the virtual machine here and then pull it up on my host machine so I can disconnect from my VPN. Disconnect. Because I'm using the VPN, it's obviously giving me results from France here, and I don't want that. I want results from America. All right, so let's go to the website over here. Products, antivirus. All right, so right here, looks like they are running it for $49.99 right now as a recommended retail price. If we click buy now, what are they going to offer it to me for? $49.99. You get $5 you can add for 2-year premium support and DVD free delivery. Oh, yippee, but they make you pay $10 for the DVD that costs them like a cent, so you're paying for delivery. Heads up with that one. So yeah, that's very interesting. $50 looks like it is a yearly for a 1-year license key. That is really for $50 not a bad deal. It's about your average anti-internet security program. But the downfall of that, I'm sorry, I'm kind of all over the place here. It doesn't come with a firewall. Keep that in mind when looking at this program. It doesn't come with a firewall. You're going to have to use Windows Firewall. Granted, Windows Firewall has been improved significantly over the years. It's actually quite good, despite what some of you may think. It actually is quite good. And yeah, accompanied with this program, I think that, yeah, I would definitely recommend this program. Great detection rate, great scan speeds, kind of heavy on the RAM on that side, so light on the system, can't really say that. But overall, it did a great job, I think, protecting the system. A few things running in the background, a couple Trojans. They should be detected and removed within a couple hours, if not a couple days for sure, judging by the fact that there are how many updates they released, because as you saw, I just updated that program, and then there were 2 additional DATS files that came down, not even close to the end of the review. So with that said, that's going to be it for this review, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Like the video, obviously, if you liked it. Otherwise, anything else you want me to do, constructive criticism, always accompanied on this channel. Always like that. So yeah, give me your thoughts on what you think about this. Think it's a good program? Don't think it's a good program? Let me know. So, all right, I'll stop babbling again and see you guys in the next video.